A Quiet Place makes noise with $45 million plus opening. After 16 months of almost nothing but flops and disappointment, Paramount has scored its first big box office victory under new CEO Jim Gianopulos with A Quiet Place, the critically acclaimed horror film from John Krasinski. Made on a $17 million budget, the film made $18.9 million on Friday, is exceeding even the most optimistic of pre-weekend tracker expectations with an estimated opening of $47 million from 3,508 screens. Since its premiere at SXSW, A Quiet Place has been a smash hit with critics who fell in love with the performances from Krasinski, his wife, Emily Blunt, Noah Jupe, and Wonderstruck star Millicent Simmonds. With a 96% score on Rotten Tomatoes, the film's word of mouth has peaked at the right time, with only 10% of its audience coming from advance ticket sales, according to comScore. ScreenEngine's Postrak.Also read, A Quiet Place, John Krasinski says cast learned sign language for silent thriller, exclusive video. Over this past week, trackers raised their expectations from $25 million to as much as $35 million. But Quiet Place will beat that soundingly with a start bigger than the $33 million for Get Out or the $40 million of Split, two films that were part of a plethora of horror hits last year. Not only that, an opening above $45 million will give Paramount its biggest opening weekend since July 2016, when Star Trek Beyond made $59 million. Audiences gave the film a B+ on CinemaScore. Lower than the A for Get Out but equal to the opening night reception for Split and last year's runaway horror success It. That should mean that A Quiet Place will be in a good position to perform over the next 3 weeks, with the chance of beating the $130 million made domestically by Transfomers, The Last Night last year. Taking second this weekend is Warner Bros. Village Roadshow's Ready Player One, which is on pace for a solid second weekend total of $22.23 million after making $6.8 million on its second Friday. That would be about a 45% drop from the $41 million Friday to Sunday opening, hitting studio hopes of keeping the weekend drop below 50%. Also read, Emily Blunt and John Krasinski explain why they joined forces for A Quiet Place, exclusive video. RP1 crossed the $300 million mark globally on Thursday while bucking the decline of 3D in theaters, with 56% of that worldwide gross coming from 3D ticket sales. The film has been a big hit in China, becoming WB's biggest release ever with $143 million and counting. In third place is Universal's Comedy Blockers, which is on pace to hit tracker expectations with an opening of $19.20 million from 3,379 screens. Directed by Pitch Perfect writer Kay Cannon, the film has done well with critics with an 82% Rotten Tomatoes score while earning a B from CinemaScore audiences. The film made $4.8 million on opening night. This is another solid result for R-rated comedies, which largely struggled last year save for a few notable exceptions like Girls Trip. This start for Blockers would top the $17 million opening made in February by Game Night, which went on to post a 3.88x multiple with $66.1 million grossed domestically and $103 million grossed worldwide against a $37 million budget. With a $20 million budget, Blockers should be even more profitable for Universal, which released Girls Trip successfully last summer on the same budget and grossed $140 million worldwide. Also read, 12 Best Movie Prom Scenes, from Carrie to Back to the Future, Photos, and fourth place is Black Panther, which is looking at an 8th weekend total of $9.1 million. Today, the Marvel film will pass the unadjusted domestic gross of Titanic to take the number 3 spot on the all-time domestic charts. Titanic has a lifetime domestic gross of $659 million, though that adjusts to $1.24 billion after inflation. Tyler Perry's Acrimony completes the top 5 with an estimated $7.7 million in its second weekend. Outside the top 5 is Entertainment Studios' Chappaquiddick, which is opening slightly above expectations with $5.4 million from 1,580 screens. Reviews have been mostly positive with an 80% RT score, while audiences were a bit more split on the political biopic with a B on CinemaScore. Finally, LD Entertainment's inspirational sports film The Miracle Season is opening outside the top 10 with a $4 million start from 1,707 locations.Related stories from the wrap. Let's refresh your movie theater etiquette before silent trip to A Quiet Place. Video. A Quiet Place. John Krasinski says cast learned sign language for silent thriller. Exclusive video. Emily Blunt and John Krasinski explain why they joined forces for A Quiet Place. Exclusive video.